With the Leafs, I talked about it when you were in Vegas. I did a solo pod, and I talked a little bit about why Michael Bunting and and just about Leafs fans in general, and like how it's something that I've seen. Like Twitter was so fun last night and this morning. Just I know I'm a Red Wings fan, you're a Canucks fan, but it doesn't matter. Okay, when it comes to the Leafs and just how over, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, they're so overbearing, these fans. Yeah. Like, they're just so over the top. Obnoxious. And, like, I know that there's, like, 1% of the fans that are, like, I genuinely would, feel bad for. Like, I was talking to Lou last night. I'm like, it's funny, the Leafs are out. He's like, dude, I'm at the Tigers game, like, with some of his family. And one of his cousins, Dylan and Mark, are Leafs fans. But the thing is like, he goes, I feel bad for them. I'm like, yeah? He's like, yeah, they're cheering hard for them, but they're not like a Leafs fan that's just over the top and like you lost the series, like you're trying to look for like excuses. He's like, they're really not. Like, God damn, just lost, right? Like he's like he heard that they lost in overtime and like they just immediately were just like he goes, just the air went out of them. I'm like, okay, yeah, I would feel bad, but that Maple Leaf Square. Like how quickly it emptied out. Apparently, because they cut the feed, all the music went off and everyone left. It's like, well, that's how it goes. But like, they win against Tampa, which good for them, right? It's first round. I mean, I know it's a monkey off the back since 2004.
It's true.
But think about, I look at the other side and think about Tampa's played probably an extra season's worth of hockey, being in 3 finals in a row, winning 2 of them, right? They were in the final last year too. And then this year, little bit beat up. I mean, the whole Chernak thing getting knocked out, that was a huge loss for them. Point was playing hurt, I think, after that one, whatever happened with Morgan Riley. It was just something where, like, you just hit a point where it's like, it's almost, and then Hedman was out for a bit. He probably wasn't right the whole time. Vasilevsky didn't play that well. And, hey, like, credit to Toronto, they did play well, but arguably they could have lost that series. Like, there was a few games where Tampa choked it away, and like they should have just shut it down, and it just didn't happen. Credit to Toronto for coming back. But what did you think about like the turnaround from, let's say, winning in the first round to now being done in 5 in the second round?
They looked awful the first 2 games. Like, I didn't think they played well. Florida just came out like they wanted it more. After beating Boston, too, like, it's like, all right, we got some swagger behind us. Let's go. Let's put this.
Well, you remember, like, it's something that people don't really have, like, maybe they have a short memory. Do you remember who won the President's Trophy last year?
Florida,
It was Florida. Like, they were really, and now, they, in my opinion, rinsed Calgary on that trade.
Yeah, picking up Tkachuk. Like it, right?
Holy shit, Matthew Tkachuk. Here's another thing. Yeah, here's another thing. Is like, do you think right now I think it's pretty obvious, but can you make an argument that Matthew Tkachuk is the best American player in the NHL?
You could make that argument.
I think he is.
People are going to say Austin Matthews, but look at Austin Matthews in this series.
You know what? I don't think Tkachuk scored in the series, did he? But he had like 5 assists, 6 assists, something like that. And like, it was one of those things where he was like a factor.
He was a factor. Like, there's on both ends. Like, he helped out defensively, worked offense. In this series, Austin Matthews was a defensive liability.
I mean,
him and Marner turning the puck over a lot, which in game 3...
Yeah, there was that one where they went up 3-2, the Forsland goal. Yeah, I think I was talking to you about that, because I was like, did you see, like, there are 3 guys. Like, okay, Riley made a good pass to Marner on the wing, and then for some reason Marner chips it back into the middle to Matthews, where I go, skate up the wall, man. Like, don't be afraid of getting hit. And then Matthews tried this flipping shit. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
They're just trying this stuff, and then it's just not working, and Florida just seemed to have a lot more luck and control with any bouncing puck.
Yeah. It's one of those things, you're just going to keep talking because I'm going to go and slit my dog's throat.
Oh,
talk about Florida.
Yeah, well, Florida, like, they just played better. They were the better team this series, and like, I don't know what else to say. Sergei Bobrovsky played amazing. Like, he just played like 2019 Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky!
He's on the case.
I was trying to tell my my dad about that. He's like, that's pretty funny that they would do that. Yeah, so my dog's deceased.
Took him to the Chinese restaurant.
You're just like trying to knock the fucking door down. It's like, get out of here, man.
Yeah,
it's just as annoying as a Leafs fan. Where do they go from here? That's all you're going to hear about is where do they go? What do they do?
I think there's going to be a big blow up.
You do?
I think so. I think you're going to see who do they have under contract this year?
Well, I mean, they do have guys still under contract, but the thing is like they have no space, right?
No.
They're gonna have a problem. Like they have the Boston pick this year, but then like they only have 3 picks in the draft.
Yeah, the 1, 5, and 6 there.
Their cupboard's a little bare. They have like late round picks, but they are gonna have a time restocking here. Like all these guys are still under contract. Kerfoot, he's as good as gone, right? O'Reilly, that's his cap hit, but he was making like 6-7 mil. He's 32. He's gonna try to cash in.
Yeah,
this is probably his last contract. Camp, Achari, who else? Bunting, he's probably gone.
Simmons.
Someone's going to overpay him, and it gave me a little bit of, like, I almost threw up because I saw a tweet about, hey, like, maybe Bunting is on the Red Wings radar. I'm like, no, he's not. He's Abdelkader 2.0. Stay away. And then even on, like, the back end here, like, look at, you got Hall's gone. He's terrible, so Hall's gone. Shen, who would have thought Luke Shen wasn't the answer? Like, that's the thing with Leafs fandom. Like, I know that some teams will fans will overvalue their players.
Yeah.
Nothing like the Toronto Maple Leafs.
No.
They brought back Luke Shen and thought he was the savior.
Yeah.
A 7th defenseman who was on Tampa Bay last year is on your top line, and you thought that was the answer?
Well, what did we get for him? I think we got
nothing. Like a 4th or something,
still,
right? Or even a 3rd or something.
Yeah,
but like,
a 3rd
because he came from Vancouver, but like, and then McCabe, he didn't really do that much either. Now, this is a good contract, $2 million for the next 2 years for that. Yeah, that's good. But
you still got old man Giordano.
They moved Rasmus Sandin, which is the stupidest thing in my opinion. It's like, it's one of your young guys that should get some opportunities up top. He could be your next Riley. You know what I mean? Like,
my dad was saying, they should move a guy like Tavares.
They can't.
They're not.
Who's going to take him? And then look at this.
And yeah,
Matt Murray.
That's the stupidest thing. You thought Matt Murray was going to be your savior from goaltending this year?
Honestly.
Every year it's always goaltending. Then Samson.
Now look, if Muzzin comes back too, that's another 5.6.
Oh Jesus!
Right? So they have some problems, man, and like they have nobody coming. I don't know who any of these guys are. You know?
No.
Who are these guys? They're prospects.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
They're prospects, all right, but. There's going to have to be... Now, the one thing with, like, Matthews, apparently... Now, I don't think it says it on here. If you have to click on it, maybe. But I guess he has, like, a no... Who's got the no-move clause? Something... Yeah, starting July 1st. So, like, Kerfoot... No. There's a few things with, like, no trade clauses, I think, with, like, Matthews or something, where it kicks in soon. Like, by July 1st, it might kick in. I don't know. Like, here's the guy that should be, in my opinion, gone. Marner, I think, is the guy you get rid of. He's a fucking ghost in the playoffs. Remember what I said last season? Or even maybe before the season this year, where I said the Datsuk comparison in terms of, like, regular season versus playoffs and how Datsuk's from 2002 until about 06 was a ghost in the playoffs. And then in 07 he figured it out. 08 they won the cup. 09 they were back. And then he was a playoff performer. It went away. No one talked about how he was choking in the playoffs. I really thought this was the year where Marner could get it going.
And just no.
He didn't. He didn't do anything. Now there was points. You can look and he got some points in the playoffs, but like that's not going to cut it. It's the way he was playing.
He was playing
no intensity. He was like shaking. He had stone hands. It was like he just didn't have it. So I think you would free up $11 million, right? Then you could keep Matthews. You could try to re-sign him. Tavares isn't going to go anywhere for $11 million.
A guy like Nylander as well, or
Nylander they could, yeah. Like if I was the Wings, maybe I'd take a look at him. But the thing is he only signed for next year. I'm not going to give up a boatload. I need to re-sign him, right? So they're in a pickle. I don't know what they're going to do with their team, but like they're in some trouble, right?
Does Sheldon Keefe stay, and does
Dubas stay? Is Shanahan going to say, fuck it, I'm out? He's been there for almost 10 years now. He's the president.
It's true.
I see all this stuff about, Dubas, it's not on him. I'm like, It is on him. He put the team together, and if you think that the coach didn't get enough out of them, okay, then yeah, I mean, the coach should burn. But also, the players have consistently been there, right?
Yeah,
they haven't got it done.
Group of talent that should be able to.
Right, but when you play pond hockey in the playoffs, again, this is what happens, right? And so I don't think, for me, looking at this, if you don't win the last game of the year, no one gives a shit. Billy Bean. Moneyball, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's something where I don't know if you have to blow it up, but you need to move one of your core and reboot this shit, right? But the thing is I don't know if you're going to have enough. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to have enough capital. Like, you're going to have to replenish draft picks as well as get an asset and maybe a young kid that's not going to blow the bank, right? Who's going to give you that? Like, someone would maybe give it for Marner, but at the same time, you've seen what happens. But if maybe they're thinking if you take Marner, put him in a smaller market or some other place, okay, pressure's off. Now I can play, right? Because Toronto's got the spotlight on them. Well, exactly. When they went down 3-0, there's no shot they come back. I said they'll win game 4, and then they'll lose, right?